Hey there YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Want to go over this real quick. This is the Jongo S3 wireless speaker, and we'll get into why that irritates the crap out of me in a second, by a company named Pure. You can find these all over the place. They're available at Walmarts and Targets and just a million different places. The back here is really only has the information we require. It says stream all your music via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. That's cool. Expandable multi-room. Add as many speakers as you like in as many rooms as you like. Easily controllable with free iOS and Android app, and we'll get into that app in a second. Easy to set up with no additional components required. Just plug it in, connect it to your Wi-Fi, and play. And trust me, it's not that easy. We'll get into that too. So the Jongo S3 has 4 speakers in it plus a subwoofer. It has 4 audio profiles to suit your mood. It's rechargeable with up to 10 hours of listening. You can pair 2 of these devices, the Jongo S3, together for stereo sound. And it has an aux input in the back, which is always good, so you can plug anything that has the 3.5 millimeter aux jack in it, so like your phone or a MP3 player or a iPod or just about anything nowadays. And then the rest is in different languages. So let's open this up. This retails actually still for, I think, $199. I got this on clearance for significantly less than that, but you can get them online for about half retail is what I've sort of found. So in the box you get this, the speaker itself, which is normally wrapped up in plastic, but I've been using it and trying to put it through its paces. You get a little box here that, depending on your country, will have your appropriate charger. Has this little wall wart brick charger, pretty hefty little guy, but you win some, you lose some. Would have liked to seen something a little bit smaller for the hefty price tag, and then depending on what country you're from, they'll include your power adapter. So that's that. It's about a 6-foot cable to charge with, just has a lame little barrel connector. Next in the box you get some information. This is the little pamphlet in here. This has the international package in it. This is just the English one in there, and it does have pretty good instructions. I did actually have to follow the instructions. They've got some nice QR codes there, so you can get the app. It goes over how to set it up and connect it to your Wi-Fi, and we'll go over that in a little bit. So that's that, and then you get the actual device itself. Get this box out of the way. Okay, so here it is. A little bit smaller than I would have initially thought. I already have it turned on and connected because I've been using it for a little bit. If you do need more information, there's a little QR code on there, which I'm actually going to take off because I really don't need it. So here's the speaker. You can kind of see the subwoofer that's on the top, and then on the sides here, on each angled side, there is a single driver in there as well. So it got quite a bit of weight to it. I think this thing weighs a little bit over 5 pounds. So it's pretty heavy for this little compact size. It's about 4 inches wide in this direction, and I'd say it's a little over 5 inches tall. It's got the power button down here on the bottom, and this LED ring down here can either be an amber orange color, red, or green. Green is good, red is not good, and amber means it's doing something. And then on the top here you've got a couple simple volume buttons: mute, a minus button to turn it down, and a plus button to turn it up. And then up here's a nice metal mesh grill, so nothing will hurt it, but around the sides it kind of has that standard vinyl wrap, sort of cloth wrap around the back. And then here on the back's where all the good stuff happens. So there's a little display up here, and you can actually, it's kind of hard to see. You can see the battery life down there on the bottom. And then there are 4 little speakers around here, so you can actually turn these speakers on or off individually if you choose. And then there's the subwoofer icon, so you can actually turn that off as well. This functions on Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, so you can hit the Wi-Fi button, and this actually generates its own Wi-Fi. Now, this isn't going to extend your wireless network in your house, This just functions kind of like a Roku's remote does. It uses Wi-Fi direct, so it generates its own Wi-Fi to communicate with, but you can't actually use this as some sort of hotspot to go online and browse the internet when you take this to the beach or something like that. So keep in mind. You can also connect via Bluetooth, which is obviously very simple, but that is limited to a 10-meter plus or minus walls and other interferences. And the Bluetooth dongle actually plugs in down here. This is included. If you don't use Bluetooth and you just use the Wi-Fi connection, PS Wi-Fi connection is much better as long as this actually connects to your Wi-Fi. And as long as you're connected to your Wi-Fi, you can control this. So Wi-Fi, just standard range of a wireless device is generally 150 feet plus or minus walls. But if you have, a Wi-Fi network that covers your whole house very, very well, you can control this from just about anywhere in your home because this will actually connect to your Wi-Fi. We'll get into that more in a little bit. So it does come with the Bluetooth dongle, which you'll see is blinking. It's not in use right now. You can also use this, since it's just a USB port, to charge other things. This has a nice big battery in it, so you can use it to charge your phone or other things like that. This is the aux-in jack, obviously. It does not, surprisingly, include a aux cable. I've got a million of them laying around, so you just plug it in there and you plug it into your phone or other things like that. It will automatically switch the input once it is notices that something's plugged in, and you can listen to whatever's plugged in, whether that's an iPod or whatnot. So that's the back. Then you obviously have your power in there for charging. I'm actually currently testing this to see if it actually holds up to its 10-hour battery or not. So I'll kind of let you know in a follow-up video because I'll probably actually use this. Love the design of this thing. Pretty impressed with the sound. I've heard 1,000,001 Bluetooth speakers, and for something this size, it's pretty darn good. Now, with the price tag, you'd expect it to be good. But you can actually get these pretty darn cheap if you look around. Some clearance sections are starting to get rid of this model in particular because it's one of the first models from the company Jongo. I think they're actually now called Pure. The company's now just called Pure. But this lineup is kind of the older lineup. They're working on 2 more models. So this you can find for pretty darn cheap. I have been impressed with the sound. It's pretty darn good. The app is interesting. So when you turn it on, it asks you to turn it on and get this button going. You can connect to it very easily with Bluetooth, or you can connect very easily with the aux jack, obviously, in the back. But if you want to get it hooked up to your home network, and I highly recommend you do if you are a music lover, you'll want to do that. And that's a little bit trickier than I wanted it to be. So you turn it on, the light in the front will flash either amber or green. Then you can know on your phone or tablet or smart device, and you have to set it up through your smart device, that this will generate its own wireless network. You'll connect to that. Then it will pair this device with your home network. And it'll walk you through this in the app. I'll do another video a little bit later of the actual software and how we actually set it up. But for now, I just kind of want to explain it briefly. So you'll connect this to your home network, and once it's connected to your home network, you will no longer see this creates its own Wi-Fi called Jongo and a whole bunch of numbers. Once it's connected to your wireless network, you can stream just about anything. For example, if you have a computer with a whole music library on it, and a whole bunch of us do, unfortunately it's some garbage iTunes setup that you haven't touched in years because you got triples of every single song in there. This will go on your network and find all of your network shares. So all of your music that's on your laptop, provided that that's on. If you have a media server or a NAS or whatever you got, it will scour your network, find those devices, and you can stream music from a computer on the other side of your house. Also, if you have music on your phone, sometimes people store music on their phone still, and you can stream music locally on your device that's controlling this thing. You can also go to other apps like Pandora or Spotify or Deezer or SiriusXM or whatever you listen to, and stream it through this. So there's tons of options. The battery life on this is interesting. I've gotten about 8 hours on it, but I'm working on my second charge. I've only used it for one full charge, but I will try to see if it actually gets the full advertised 10. This turns out to be a fingerprint magnet up here. You can kind of see where I've touched it. Really, really rock solid design. It is super heavy. You would not expect it to be this heavy. It does get a little bit dirty on the sort of the wrap around here. I might actually take it off if it doesn't look too horrible. I've seen a lot of people color these and other things like that. The bottom here, there's just one little screw here, and that comes off and exposes the battery that's underneath. The battery, it looks like it's like 6 AAAs or something like that are all just wrapped up in a rechargeable packaging. I think it's probably 5 or 8,000 milliamp hour battery that's in here, which is good. It's a lot of the weight if you ever take this out, but super easy to replace. Parts for this thing are very easy to come by, and that's another thing I like about this little company. And you can easily order up a new battery or something like that if yours is, starting to not perform as well. It does come with a good warranty. Comes with a year warranty. As soon as you register it, make sure you're registering your devices so you can take advantage of that warranty. The app, just some quick things on the app, and then I'll let you go. The app, I am going to do another video specifically on that so we can actually go through that. The app it's not bad, but it's boring, and it's kind of confusing. It doesn't really organize things very well. It works on like a standard Windows SMB share, so if you're actually looking for music and other things like that on your network, it's not very easy to find. I recommend if you're using any network streaming in home, use the folder menu. Don't search by artist, don't search by track, don't search by genre, because the way it categorizes all of that stuff can be very, very confusing. I would just use the folder menu, then you can drill down and find your own artist, and it's a lot easier to find the music that you're looking for. I know that I have a lot of like ringtones and other things like that downloaded on certain computers that I have my music on. So as I'm shuffling songs, it's every single song that's on my computer, if I don't turn the shuffle settings on correctly, it'll start shuffling like ringtones, and I'll hear like random ringtones as I'm streaming some music. All the streaming services are pretty darn good. Another thing I don't like about the app is it has its own little music store in there, and you can stream some of the free things and local radio stations and all that good stuff for free on there. And you can check out a whole bunch of free albums that they include, but they're really kind of out there half the app is to be cool and control this, but the other half of the app is definitely to sell you more music. So it'll want you to buy music on here. So normally as soon as I get on the app, I scroll to the right a couple pages just so I can get to my local music, and then I will stream whatever I have. So it does sound pretty good. It does lack a little bit of low end and on the bass, but that's to be expected. You can only do so much in a little speaker like this, but for something this little, you really can't complain. The drivers are pretty darn nice. It's not very good with directional sound, but you can, turn some of these speakers off if you have this in a corner or something like that, and you don't want to just waste some of the battery. If you want to save some of the battery on this, you can turn a couple different speakers off. I'm not going to do a sound test because people that do sound tests are out of their mind, because the way my microphone captures it and the way your computer speakers are set up and the way that it's compressed, once I upload this to YouTube, you'll never actually hear exactly what this sounds like. But these are very easily available. Target has them still. I think Walmart, other carriers like that. I'm sure your local electronics company has something that's pretty darn close to this. This Pure company has their products everywhere. So I encourage you to go to one of those stores and listen to it and be one of those people that hooks their phone up to it or listens to the little demo material that they have and crank it up all the way and listen to it at max volume while you're annoying all the other customers in the store. So Pretty good speaker. I'd probably give it a 7 or 8 out of 10, maybe a B grade. There is room for improvement, but it does sound pretty good, and I got it at a steal of a price, so I can't complain either. Compared to its $199 retail price tag, I hope you don't pay retail for this because it's available for much less than that everywhere else. But if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and stay tuned for the video that I do coming up shortly about how to set this up on your network if you're interested in that with the software app that you can get for your smart device. So stay tuned, guys. We'll see you in the next one.